And we're on to round 3 here. We get to play first, which we will. I think we'll keep it. We have Seeker, we have Unsummoned to use Seeker, so I'm hoping that we can find a white mana at some point. Granted, we actually don't have a ton of untapped white mana, but hey, get it anyway. So Gustwalker is evasive. I think we go Gustwalker here over the Pouncer. I think it's just the fact that you can exert Gustwalker makes it a more optimal choice since it deals the same damage as Adorned Pouncer as well. Seer of the Last Tomorrow is cool. So better use of mana is the Seer, better potential damage output is the Adorned Pouncer. I think we're going to go Pouncer and leave up the Unsummoned for their 3-drop. So we'll do that. Or in case they have like a Magma Spray or something, we can just unsummon our Pouncer. Next turn it still might be wiser to play Seeker, but there's not really any looting that needs to be done. We could potentially miss our land drop for a turn or two, but I'm not sure that's a big deal. And unsummoning something just to get in 2 damage is really not that great either. So I could have just played the Seer. Like I said, better use of mana, but probably not a big deal either way. So, are they going to exert? I mean, I could just trade the front half of Adorned Pouncer for the Scavenger. It's still pretty good for us. I may just do it. It's going to end up being a pretty good deal for us. But they did just exert their guy, so now I'm a little more tempted to just take it. Because now their guy's not going to untap. They're playing red-blue. Got it. So Kenra Scrapper. Alright, we can unsummon that. I think we will. So we'll untap now. Another Pouncer. Jeez. Alright. That's pretty slick. Yeah, so we're just like a blue cartouche away from some pretty sweet little value here. Oh, I forgot to trade out Mighty Leap for Illusory Wrappings. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Alright, Scrapper comes back down to stop our Pouncers, but I just need that cartouche. Compulsory Rest. Pretty nice little top deck there. Now we don't need to exert Gustwalker. We get some slick damage in. So they're effectively at 11 life with the Scrapper. Compulsory rested Scrapper. Defiant Kenra and Edifice. Alright. Nice. Alright. Attack here. Play the Seer. It makes better use of mana than the Seeker. But honestly, I maybe just wanted to play the Seeker there too. Because Seeker's ability is much more relevant than Seer's. Bloodwater Entity getting back nothing? Okay. Fair enough. So let's play our Aven. Although we can just go Pouncer into Pouncer. That's probably better because they're just straight lethal. Well, okay. Godpharaoh's gift so they can get back some tough dudes. Still not sure that's completely good enough. So we could lose. They can't even double block and kill our Pouncer. So I think we just do another Pouncer and swing with. So they have to block this, right? So they can do it to the. They can chump with the entity. But then I can wrappings it when it comes back. So I'm trying to think of the most effective play here. What if I wrappings the scavenger and then swing with, and then they just do that. We probably just want to get this Pouncer back, so I think that we just go exert plus swing with Pouncer. And I think they are going to block with the entity, likely. So then I think we just do another Pouncer here. That way, they can edifice one of them. The other one probably does some work for us. Ominous Sphinx is pretty good. They have no cards left in hand. They can get back their Bloodwater entity. They do a Kenra to double block our. So they can edifice one and then double block the other. Probably just want to play the Aven. So we can actually illusory wrappings the Ominous Sphinx. And that way if they double block it, they can't kill it. They have to double block it with their other guys. I'm trying to think if that's better. Basically, I'm really making, because Godpharaoh's Gift is pretty annoying here, as you might imagine. And remember, they're at 2 more life too. This is difficult. So if I illusory wrappings the Sphinx, that means they have to double block this on a Pouncer in order to kill it. Or I can play the Aven, but it's not going to be able to get past the Entity and the Sphinx anyway. And they can just bring back Entity or Sphinx next turn. And they're at 5 life. I definitely don't want to use Seer when they have God Pharaoh's Gift either. It's much too dangerous. I could cycle this, hope to find like Consign to Oblivion. Or I can play the Aven now. I don't know what's best though. This is tough. Because they are going to Edifice a Pouncer. I think we just trade off a Pouncer for some guys. They'll go Kenra Sphinx, I'm guessing. That's actually interesting to me that they would prefer to trade those two guys off. Because they can bring their Sphinx back. So I would think that they would not prefer to do this. But I guess they do. So let's play the Aven. So now... But remember, they still are at 5 lives, so we just don't have, and they can get their Scrapper back. So actually, yeah, unfortunately, the Compulsory Rest is not so good against God Pharaoh's Gift either. If this Wrappings was a Mighty Leap, too, it would be a very different situation here. Okay, so let's cycle the Desert. And once again, we really cannot use Seer on them with the God Pharaoh's Gift. That's just much too dangerous. Which does put us in a slightly tricky spot here. So we'll play the Seeker. We'll play a land and we'll pass. So I'm playing lands in case we draw Oketra. So if they have a cycle effect, we're kind of in trouble. Maybe just have to take 4 this turn. So Camel, and we do have Desert. So that seems fine, I guess. And I suppose we will do the wrappings. I want to do it on a flyer, but I'm not going to. We'll use our seeker. And we'll ditch a land. So consigned to oblivion is now a way to deal with their entity, which is nice. Which means if I had wrappings, the Sphinx instead, I would have been looking better, quite frankly. But that's okay. We have 6 creatures to their 4. If we bounce, they'll only have 3. So that is pretty relevant. Maybe not relevant enough, though. So I should have wrappings the Sphinx, in hindsight. I still have another wrappings and another compulsory rest, but compulsory rest is not going to do the same thing. So they're puncturing blow on our double striker. Which means now they can turn off a flyer. So the problem now is, if I bounce the Sphinx, they can just turn off one of our guys. So I still have to block or still have to bounce the entity, I believe. Frontline Devastator, okay. So, well, we did get the wrappings, which is pretty nice. So we can wrappings the Sphinx. Problem is they're going to be able to get the Sphinx back, but no choice. So we attack with this. They're going to be able to get their Sphinx back too, which is pretty problematic. Yeah. And then we have to consign the Sphinx to oblivion. And no reason to use the Seeker here. Encampment, I guess, lets us use Oblivion. Well, do we want... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if they have creatures in the yard or not, because they would just play the creature and get it in their yard, so we might as well cast it on them. Who knows what they have anyway, so I guess we do it. So we'll tap... Guess the Seeker. Yeah. I tapped too much. Alright. There's 2 lands. So once again, we're just not going to be able to beat them with Seer. I can't discard anyway. So they have 9 mana, which means they can pump Devastator 4 times, which is definitely lethal. So if they use the Edifice, which they don't for some odd reason. I don't think we have any anti-artifact stuff either. Land not doing it for me here. So they have 3 blockers to my 4 attackers, and they're at 5 life. I get in 3 flying, block my 2 biggest guys, 3 biggest guys, and they don't take any damage. So that's not going to work. So they just kill us with the Bloodwater Entity. I had no reason to not attack there because I actually couldn't block with the Gustwalker. So I guess we'll use the Seer to see what 3 cards they have on top of their deck. Get a little bit of info before we die here. Sure Shot, Scrapper, Kenra. So basically we just lost to a Godpharaoh's Gift. Nothing to be too upset about, I guess. I guess I could have attacked with Camel too to buy myself a turn, and then I would have drawn another land, so I guess it didn't matter, but that was still the right play. So Censor may actually be good against 7-drop thing. That actually probably makes some sense. Countervailing Wind too. Maybe we do want to actually counter their big things. Wrappings doesn't seem as good. I think the Mighty Leap once again is still better. We can probably ditch all the wrappings. And then we cut one more thing. I like our bounce effects. I like the Cartouche. I still like Rest, but it's definitely worse against Godpharaoh's Gift, but it's still too good to cut. So we cut maybe a Seer, which is not that good against that plan anyway. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is acceptable. We'll play first. We'll keep this, I guess. Oh, Seeker. Dorn Pouncer. We will play because we have the Cartouche, so next turn we can Cartouche it up. Loot. Leave up Censor. All good things. Hmm. That's cool. Let's play the desert, play the cartouche. Alright, I'm gonna censor that, which is pretty nice. So we're not going to use the Seeker because it's keeping back the Skirmisher right now. And we're still staying super busy, so we're good. So they get their Magma Spray back, unfortunately. I'm trying to think if that means I should compulsory rest my own Pouncer. Seems pretty bad. Wait, doesn't it put it on top of your library? Okay, so they did just have another Magma Spray. So I guess we'll rest the entity so that we can start getting in with our Aven. Alright, Fervent Paincaster. Seer of Last Tomorrow. Alright, so let's rest. They didn't leave up the... It's kind of weird. But we're still going to compulsory rest the entity. Get in with our Aven. I can use the Seeker. They'll be able to smash back with some things, though. But it is a pretty good opportunity to look for a spell. I think we're going to do it. Ooh, nice. So ditch the land, play the Seer, and pass. Gate to the Afterlife. So that's their way to find their God Pharaoh's gift. I forgot that you get to put it right on the battlefield, too. It's pretty slick. It's a pretty cheap way to do it, actually. Like for 5 mana, you can just search and do it. It's pretty slick. It's pretty strong. So we need a countervailing wind. No, countervailing winds doesn't even stop that. It's pretty nuts, actually. Is it graveyard too? You get it out of your graveyard? That's pretty nasty, actually. I mean, it seems pretty unfair. All right. So let's get in with Aven. Play the camel. Leave up unsummon. So they can sack their entity to bring it back as a 4/4. At least we can bounce it, which is nice. Oh, they have a Sphinx too. Jeez. Let's see what we draw first, I guess. Because I could Seeker now, but that doesn't make sense. So Ipnu, Revelet, not exactly what I'm looking for here. Let's unsummon the Sphinx. Use the Seeker. Can only get in for 8 flying. Was kind of hoping for more. But I guess we'll do it. Too bad our mill plan, we had to go up against not only God Pharaoh's Gift, but something that can actually bring it back from their graveyard. Like, I can't believe how good this is with God Pharaoh's Gift. For 5 mana, you get that effect? That's so insane. 5 mana, get a God Pharaoh's Gift. An additional copy of God Pharaoh's Gift in your deck for 5 mana. And it'll bring it right back from the graveyard. Am I nuts? Wait, activate this ability. I didn't even read the last part. 6 or more creatures in your graveyard, so they can't even use it? I still think that was... probably... I guess I was supposed to just attack and... when they... I screwed that up. I screwed up. I screwed up. Countervailing winds. Well... doesn't exactly do it either, does it? I dropped the ball on that one, though. So I should have attacked, and then when they blocked with Sphinx. Mighty Leap. I was so stupid, I didn't read this whole thing. I screwed up. I didn't read cards, and then it cost me everything. Failed to read cards. So we'll counter that. No reason to use Seeker. So yeah, I should have attacked with Aven. They block with Sphinx. I pump. Could have gotten rid of their Sphinx. It was a big mistake. Big, costly mistake here. Sadly. Sadly, a big, costly mistake. And I'm low on clock, so I have to play faster, so... unwise decision making for your old pal, Alex. Failed to read cards. Oh, and you have the Locust God in your deck too. Okay. This puts another creature in their graveyard, but it doesn't matter. We lost at this point. I screwed up. I screwed up too badly to win. Yeah, so they're up to 5 creatures, 1 creature away from. So now they could just ping their own guy, and then they have 6 creatures in the graveyard for their thing. Yeah, they have too many flyers now for this to do what I need it to. I'm trying to think how I could possibly do this. Swing with the camel. I'm using too much time here. It sucks. Swing with the camel. Like, there's just no way to do this. They don't even have to do that. They were already getting 6 creatures in their yard, weren't they? They already had 6. Oh, whenever you cycle or discard, I see. So, I mean, they just get it back. It's so crazy. They just get it back. That's so crazy. Like, maybe I am supposed to mill them out at this point. I already lost my Ipnu Rivulet, though, so... Wish I didn't screw up this game so badly. It's bumming me out, but I don't know what I can do about it now. I'm bummed. I mean, their deck is nuts. Their deck is brokenly good. Locust God just equals broken. So, I mean, it just bums me out because I think I could have won this. So I'm sad, but I screwed up. I don't know what to say. I botched it. I dropped the ball. I wish I didn't, but I did. I absolutely dropped the ball. Failed to read Gate to the Afterlife. The weirdest thing is I've played against that card before, so how did I forget that part of the card? That's what's so strange. I've 100% played against this before. I've 100% seen this card activated before. How did I forget about that activate this ability only if there are part of that card? I have no idea. I really don't. It's like I've been living in a dream world, and then all of a sudden this card existed and has a new sentence tacked on the bottom. I have no idea. I know there's already going to be a bunch of comments that are like, dude, just read the last part. Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, way too late. Well, that's pretty helpful. I guess we can... get a locust. What did they get back? They got Gale Strike back on top of their deck. Oh, and then they get to draw it and get their... Yeah, that worked pretty perfect for them. Get the entity back, put the Gale Strike on top, exert loot, draw a discard, weaken that, Gale Strike my own Locust God, draw a card. Holy crap. Well, I mean, at least I'm going to lose to a nuts deck. It's not like I'm losing to a bad deck, but I'm still disappointed in myself. Man, hate it when I make bad decisions because it's especially fail to read. God, fail to read is the worst. Fail to read is the worst. I mean, I wish it didn't happen like that. I don't know what to tell you. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Am I supposed to just take 8? I mean, does it even matter? Why am I still playing? I don't even know. Why am I still playing? I have no idea. All right. Well, he died. All right. Disappointed in myself in that game, but that's all right. My opponent's deck was nuts, like I said, so it's only a bummer because I could have won that game. But that's okay. That's all right. Deck turned out to be a lot better than I thought it would. Honestly, it ran a lot better than I thought it would run. And we had some interesting matches, so that's cool. So, hope you enjoyed it anyway. Sorry I dropped the ball. Don't worry, I'm beating myself up much, much more than you guys are going to beat me up. So, don't you worry about that. I will flagellate myself for a long time for that one. But that's all right. We'll be back for more. Thanks so much, folks. See you later.